Welcome back to the Nikki Clarke Show, and we've got a really special feature all about hair, curly hair. And joining us today are the co-founders of Frize sisters, Medjaly and Medjine Hippolyte. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Make some noise for them. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Oh, it's a pleasure. So, I am a curly head. I straightened it for the occasion, but I like to wear my hair curly. Yes. And a lot of people are moving to the natural hair movement. They're moving along that way. And I know you joined that train not too long ago. So when did that start, and why did you make the choice to go natural?
Well, first of all, we have to say that it was not always like that. So we've done a lot of things together until the Frize. So we did our school together, we did everything together up till university, and then her path went to hairstyling, and I did makeup. So, and after that, we started creating the products because we think that we need that for our company, and we're interested in the products and the curly hair.
So I went natural 10 years ago.
So you're the one who started.
I started it, the whole family. I was the one that started the natural hair. Well, I don't want to call it movement. It becomes like a lifestyle where you like start with your hair. But that's what happened with me. I started with my hair with natural products, and then with even natural nutrition. So at that point, before I went natural, I always wanted to have the big hair. I just didn't know how to. So the year before I started, I went natural. I tried. It was her wedding, and I went back to the relaxer. And afterwards, I tried after my wedding, and it just happened. When I had the relaxer, I was working out a lot. So I used to flat iron my hair, putting the color, the relaxer. Then at one point I was just
my hair falling
off, and that was the end of it. I was like, good, big chop, done.
All right. Okay. So your natural hair now. There's some challenges too with natural hair. Was it hard for you to find products to manage the hair?
At the time it was hard. Now we have a little bit more options in Ottawa.
Okay.
But at the time it was harder. I used to order my products in Toronto. The challenges for natural hair is the natural hair in general would prefer to have in its products that are natural. And curly hair, it's even more necessary to have products that are natural because it doesn't like to have all the sulfates and all those things deposited on the hair. So it
weighs it down, right?
Yes, and it deposits on the hair, therefore it cannot get the moisture that it needs to have. So it doesn't penetrate the hair properly for it to do what it needs to do, because the hair needs a lot of moisture. So conditioner can stress enough the conditioner on the hair. And so a lot of people think that not using the proper products will be okay, but to have the best results, to have the natural products.
Okay. Okay, excellent. So we have a model here.
Yes, Janice.
Janice. Okay, and she's. First, I gotta ask you: are all curls the same? Are all of them
all
equal?
Curls they're the same in the sense where they're dry. It gets knots. And we have a hard time finding people to cut our hair. They want to blow dry it. People don't really know how to deal with the natural hair. Yes. So in that sense, yes, it is the same. But where it becomes a little bit different is the amount of product or the heaviness of the product. So in her case, we are kind of similar. This works for me, it works for her. Maybe like a wavy pattern would have something lighter so it doesn't weigh the curl down. But
she wouldn't go as heavy as we do. I can, sometimes it's also, some curls, even though it's tight as in line, I can get away with a lot of different type of products. For her, I wouldn't go with something as heavy as mine can handle. So mine can go heavy to lighter
Okay.
for the product.
Okay.
For her, I would stay more on the lighter products.
Because
so
of
that's
the-
where that's where it
the fineness
differs.
of her hair,
But they
coils.
all need water to
Mhm.
detangle your hair. You need the conditioner and a quality product.
Okay, excellent. So what are we going to do with her hair?
So we have our cream that we're working on, and it's excellent, right, Janice? You like it? It's excellent. So we're working on this product, and we just want to show how to manipulate curly hair. And she has mixed texture.
Okay.
So we are going to show you what it does when we use a cream. So all hair types should be able to use, all curl patterns should be able to use a cream to get that result.
Okay.
Okay?
You know, when we talk about mixed texture hair, do you offer some education for maybe a parent of a mixed union who may not be familiar with the curl pattern or the texture of
Absolutely.
their child?
Absolutely.
Child's hair? Yeah.
We actually even have videos on YouTube where we show. My daughter is of mixed background, and I have a video that shows how to manipulate the hair,
Okay.
that type of hair.
And we also do trunk shows. So we go over to your house, we bring products, we educate about curly hair, so it becomes a girl's night. Wine and cheese.
Yeah.
So we do that.
Wine
as
and cheese and curls.
well. Yes.
Get your girls together
Okay,
and
so
you
you're-
talk.
You're wetting the hair.
Always.
always.
It's your
Okay.
best friend. If you
Water
have curly
is your
hair,
best friend.
water is your best friend. So
Okay,
I'm
so-
starting with wetting the hair.
Okay.
So now,
Sorry, Janice.
sorry.
Okay, so the hair is wet throughout.
Yes.
Okay. And then
Okay,
what's the next
so-
step?
Section by section.
Section by section, and we're
gonna
putting in your
put the
special cream.
Yes.
So I just want to say that before before it was in twists, so I like to do that because it keeps the hair detangled, because every time you detangle your hair, it always goes back to being tangled. So when you keep it in section and you keep it separated, it stays detangled for a little bit. Then
When-
you go back and you reintroduce your water.
When my mom used to wash my hair, she used to put it in like china bumps and roll it up,
yeah.
and then
So it stays together,
Stays
right? You
together,
go back in
yeah.
and it's
And
easy
avoid
to
those
put
knots,
the
yeah.
brush
Yeah.
through it. So some girls like to go with their fingers to just detangle their hair, and others like the brush. I would recommend the Denman brush, or whichever brush that looks like that. That would
Okay.
be the best.
okay. So a wider tooth type of
Yes.
Yeah.
brush, bristle.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So the hair is very creamy.
Yes.
And always put the product in downward motion on the.
And the tips, very important. See, she has color, so it's dry. So moisture, moisture, moisture all the time.
Okay, from the top to the bottom of the head. So how you feeling, Janice? You good?
She's
Yeah,
feeling
you're
like
getting a nice
princess.
little massage.
Okay.
All right.
So now,
What's the next step?
the next step is to use your diffuser. Sorry, Medjine.
Okay.
Good job, Chidido.
It smells great. What's in it? It smells very fruity.
Yes, so it's very important what's in it. So we have rosemary essential oils in it. It's very good for your scalp to stimulate your scalp.
Mhm.
Your scalp. Then we have shea butter, and we love moringa oil. It's awesome for
smells
your
really
hair.
good.
Yeah. So this is gonna be our magical cream.
And this is something we can purchase online
Not
on your
yet.
website?
Not
Ooh,
yet.
okay.
Yes.
It's our first
It's in the work. Yes.
first attempt at it. Okay.
So we're gonna go ahead and use the diffuser. So
I'll stand back.
so what we'll do, we'll get her to flip your head a little bit.
Attends, je veux dire aussi, like she
Sure.
does that, and I also do that for my hair because I
Okay.
want it to stay up.
All
So
right.
I also go.
So you bend down,
yeah,
put your
bend
hand
down.
down, and
That's
then
right.
you drive from the bottom
Yeah.
up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Je vais te laisser parce qu'on va.
So I guess the next thing is we'll
She
come
can
back,
flip
flip it back, and then
and you would see that the curls. Well, you can already see it. The curls are.
you see
like-
the, yeah, there's
Yeah.
volume
the
now.
curl,
Yeah.
So as it dries up, I'll
You could
just.
also use a T-shirt, and because the T-shirt does not create frizz. So if you use a T-shirt and you just keep going up, it takes more time than heat, obviously. but you can see, it's gonna.
It's beautiful. Yeah. You like that? Beautiful.
And there's flaxseed gel that will help with the hold.
Yes.
Okay. So what lines would you recommend then for curly hair from your
There are a
experience?
few. There's the Diva Curl.
Diva Curl.
Is a nice one.
Mm-hmm.
There's Jessie Curl.
Yes.
Curl.
Blended Beauty, a Canadian brand. It's
Okay.
really nice as well.
Okay.
There are a few out there.
There's Jane Carter.
Mm-hmm.
But
we
we
also
will come out with ours. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Is it creamy?
Now, where are you located?
We are, it's an in-home business, so we're in Ottawa.
Okay.
You can find us on frize.com, and that will link you to everything. We have the YouTube channel and the Instagram as well. It will link, the website will link you to every
Other social media.
Social
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All your social outlets,
Yeah.
social media outlets, and the website information is
Frize.com.
fizzyfrizzy.com. Okay. And do you have a number to share with us?
613-614-0178.
Awesome. Just one question before we go. Have you had any challenges with marketing to curly heads in the Ottawa area?
The people that would be most challenging to cater to would be Caucasian women, because they see us and they don't think that we can help them. But we can. So now I haven't fully put myself out there. I put myself somewhat out there, but now I'm going to like go full force and share my passion with everybody and show everybody that it's beautiful to have curls and take care of them, and how easy you can. It takes time, but it's really easy to take care of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much, Frize. We appreciate it. Thank you, Janice.
We do
thank
create
you.
lip balms and body balms.
Awesome.
So you have a sample of that.
It's really nice.
Thank you so much.
Really nice.
All right, we appreciate you. I'm gonna slather this on later on tonight. Let you know. Thank you so much. Frize, everybody. We'll be back. Thank you so much for joining us here at the Nikki Clarke Show. And sitting beside me is community advocate Sarah Onyango. Thank you for joining us.
Well, thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, no problem.
This is great.
I love the
What a
attire.
Thank you very much. It's from my homeland, from Kenya, the shuka, the Maasai blanket, and all of my Maasai bling.
I'm loving it. Yeah. So you've been in Canada for how long?
Oh, I've been in Canada for almost 3 decades now. I arrived here when I was a teenager. My father was a diplomat, so he was posted here. I went to high school here. I did my first degree here, and then I went back to Kenya to live for a while. Meanwhile, I'd met this Canadian guy in college. And so, to make a long story short, we got engaged, we got married, and he brought me back here, basically. Yeah. And when I came back to settle, I realized that I really didn't know very much about the Black community here. Because for me, Canada, when I was in Europe, was Eskimos and igloos and some white people maybe, and that's pretty much all I knew. And the Olympic Games, 76, that's it. That's all I knew. And then I started seeing some Black people, and I was curious about, oh, how did they get here? When did they get here?
What's their
What is
story?
their story?
Yeah.
And so my whole involvement with the advocating in the Black community, that's how that started. And as well as my volunteer work with Black History Ottawa as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, we have that in common.
We do.
Yes.
We do have Black history in common, for
Yes.
sure. So what can we know about the historical aspects of Ottawa?
Oh my goodness. Ottawa, like other parts of Canada, when it comes to the Black history of Ottawa, there have been various waves of migration here. I mean, you have the Barber family who were here in the 1890s, I believe. They came here. originator of the Barber family here, he was a former slave from Oklahoma. And so there's that family, and then you get the waves that came here in the 20s, 30s, 40s, especially the 40s and 50s. The young men who signed up with the Canadian Armed Forces, and the ones who tried and were not allowed to serve as officers. And then in the 50s, you got the students. You got a lot, especially West Indian students who came and settled here. And then at one point, and this is an aspect of Black history that completely floored me. At one point, there was a whites-only immigration policy in Canada. Yes, it happened in Canada, folks. And this happened in the 50s. I believe it was William Lyon Mackenzie King. It was a Liberal government that did that. And so the only way, if you were a Black person, especially from the West Indies, that you could get in was if you signed up for one of the labor schemes. So either you signed up with the domestic scheme, or you were one of the agricultural laborers or working in mines and that sort of thing. So there was a big wave under that, and I myself and an organization called Jacques Combit, we actually did a documentary on the West Indian domestics, because for whatever reason we found there was some sort of taboo around it, or some sort of misplaced shame around the fact that, you know, so-and-so's aunt, mother, sister came in under that scheme. So we wanted to pay tribute to these women who, in Ottawa, it turns out they are the matriarchs and the pioneers of most of the West Indian Black community on the Ottawa side.
Can you name some of them?
Well, the late Florence Robinson, the late Daisy Gordon. My goodness, oh, there's so many, and they've been leaving us at such a rate I can't even keep up. But those are the ones that really. Some are still living. What's her name? Phyllis Pinnock, Mrs. Pinnock. But there are very few of them left, because they would be in their 70s or 80s.
Yes.
However, thank goodness some of them did participate in this. And we've been trying with Black History Ottawa to do more projects like this, where we're documenting living history or lived history of the Black community in Ottawa, because there's so little documentation. There's a lot on Toronto. There's a lot on Montreal, because Montreal has some historic Black neighborhoods like Saint-Michel, Montréal-Nord, Little Burgundy, etc. Ottawa doesn't have that. There never was a quote-unquote Black neighborhood. So that's what we're trying to do with Black History Ottawa.
What's the name of the documentary?
Oh my goodness. West Indian domestics. We just called it that. But it is available on the Jacques Combit website. Jacques Combit is JAKUKONBIT.com. You can get it on there. You can even get some of the interviews on YouTube with some of our dear departed domestics as well, former domestics. But myself, as you know, and Legacy Voices, I've been working with them as well, documenting the history of our Black veterans, because Blacks have contributed greatly and sacrificed and served in Canada's armed forces since even before the War of 1812, even before that. And so a mutual friend of ours, Kathy Grant, the founder of Legacy Voices, she and I promised her father on his deathbed. He was a West Indian veteran from Barbados who signed up at the age of 19 to leave his sunny little island and come all the way here to fight the Nazis overseas. And he never got to actually go overseas, but he did stay in Canada and did commit himself to honoring and documenting the military service of all of his fellow West Indians, and then that spread to non-West Indian Blacks as well. So I continue to help with that sort of work. And as you know, Ottawa is the nation's capital, so DND is based here, etc. So we do try and do a lot of advocacy around promoting the contributions of our Black military so that our young Black men and women can look up to them and see military service also as a way of expressing the patriotism. We are, Canada Day is coming up. I'm all about patriotism. I have my side bling, but I have my Canadian flag, right?
I do see it.
Right. Okay. So that's another goal also that we have, trying to encourage our young Blacks to feel like they can be fully Canadian citizens in many different ways. And one of the ways is serving, whether it's volunteer work like what I do, serving in the military like some of our veterans have, and
So what's next for you?
What's next? I mean, everything is always in progress.
Yes.
I mean, you can ask Tony, Sophia, etc., because our paths cross as community advocates. I created a website called Black Ottawa 411, and this was because there was a gap. Just like Sophia, I saw a gap, a communication and information gap, and because I am also a member of our Black media here
Yes.
in Ottawa, Gatineau, I felt that I could bring together all the information we receive as media and house it in one place. We do not have a Black community center here. We're not as fortunate as you are in Toronto or Montreal. We never had a Negro community center, really. We had a Harambee center at one point, but we no longer have it. So I thought, well, you can have a virtual community center. Just park all this information, create a hub, park it all in English or French or Spanish, whatever language it is in the Black community that they speak, and guide people to it and have everything in one spot so that, let's say, someone like yourself, you come from Toronto, you have no idea where all the restaurants are or the hair shops or etc. blackottawa411.com, and boom, here's all the events that are happening this week. Here are all the churches. Here are the 2 or 3 mosques on either side of the border, because we do have 2 provinces. And here's some influential Black person who just got the Order of Ontario. They're from Ottawa, or so and so became the first Black judge, in this particular court of Ontario, etc., etc. So, yeah.
Fantastic.
So that's really my baby, and I guess that's my present and future. To answer your question.
Awesome. And how can people tap into the 411?
Well, if you want the 411 on what's happening in Black Ottawa, just go to blackottawa411.weebly.com, and you can find me there as well.
Okay, excellent. Sarah, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
It's been great. Thank you.
We really appreciate it, and keep up the great work in the
Thank
community.
you.
And
Thank
we'll
you.
see you in Toronto soon.
Oh, definitely.
Sarah Onyango, everybody.